afternoon. My name is Rihanna Smith, and I'm a dietetic intern and student right now. And I'm here to do a nutrition counseling session with you.
Okay.
How are you doing today, Mr. Gutierrez?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking.
Of course. Were you aware of why you were referred to this session?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, it is pertaining to your recent diagnosis change from getting the update from having type 2 diabetes to now having type 1 or latent diabetes. So, if you remember from your doctor giving you that updated diagnosis, this nutrition counseling session is designed to help navigate the best ways for you to monitor and manage your condition. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds like it should be helpful.
Did you have any questions before we just start going into our session?
Sometimes I get a little lightheaded. I'm just wondering if I should be concerned about my blood sugar getting too low.
Yeah, that's a wonderful question because your blood sugar definitely can have certain drops, especially with insulin dosages, and having lightheadedness can be a sign of that. Also, if you ever experiencing some shakiness or kind of general confusion, maybe feeling even just nervous and anxious, those can even be early signs as well that your blood sugar is dropping. So it's good that you're being observant and mindful of that. Something that can help is going over our proper insulin dosage. So did your doctor go over with you dosages for your insulin?
I think so, but it might be good to have a refresher.
Awesome, we can definitely go over that as well. So just to start off real quick, I did want to check on what our diet was looking like yesterday. So what did we eat yesterday?
I think I had 2 tacos for breakfast with
And what did we have in the tacos?
I think with chorizo.
Okay, on tortilla, corn tortilla or flour?
Yeah, corn.
2 corn.
There's a slice of cheese in there.
Okay, the slice of cheese.
I think I added some onions to the chorizo as well.
Anything to drink with that?
Just like a glass of orange juice.
Glass of orange juice, all right. Was that a smaller glass or a large glass? Like how many fists would you say?
A taller glass.
Maybe 2 fists?
Yeah, probably 2.
All right, thank you. And then what about lunch?
Yesterday I had a tuna sandwich for lunch.
Okay.
Just had 1 can of tuna, put some mayo in there, and add a little cucumber to it, a little onion.
Okay, and 2 slices of bread.
Mm-hmm.
Did you use what type of bread?
Like a multi-grain.
Multi-grain, all right. And anything to drink with that, or anything on the side?
Yeah, just a soda. I think I had a 7-Up for lunch yesterday.
Okay.
And a little watermelon on the side.
All right, and some watermelon. And about how much watermelon would you say?
Probably.
We were talking maybe also like about a fist worth.
Probably like 2.
2 fists, okay. And same with the 7-Up, about how much are we thinking?
It's just 1 8-ounce can.
Okay, thank you so much. And any snacks or anything?
I think I had a small bag of beef jerky.
All right.
As well, it's like a mini size pouch.
All right. Anything to drink with that?
No.
All right. And what about for dinner yesterday?
I had a bowl of pasta for dinner, and it was there was spinach in there, and onion, and just tomato sauce and noodles.
and 1 beer. How about how much of the pasta? About once again in the fist size.
Like 2 to 3.
Okay.
Probably.
2 to 3, and the beer.
Just 1 8-ounce can.
All right. Anything after dinner?
Oh yeah, I had a bowl of yogurt with granola and some berries on it.
All right. Sounds good. So, thank you very much for giving me your diet recall from yesterday. How do you feel about what you ate yesterday? Any thoughts?
Well, it was pretty average for me.
Pretty average for what you usually eat?
Yeah, I think we sometimes have more snacks. But it's pretty common breakfast for me.
How were you feeling yesterday?
I felt alright, but I got a little lightheaded after lunch, like a few hours after lunch.
Okay, a little lightheaded after lunch.
Beef jerky.
And then you had some beef jerky, and then how did you feel after that?
Felt a little better.
A little bit better? Okay, but still, did the lightheadedness go away, or?
It was still kind of like lingering into the evening. A little bit.
And then your friend had found you yesterday before admission to the hospital, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. What about our activity patterns recently?
Pretty active. I usually go on a run.
Usually go on a run? Okay. And how do you feel after your run?
It's usually, helps me to feel a little bit more balanced just with my stress levels, but sometimes I do feel pretty hungry afterwards.
Okay. So, are you familiar, Mr. Gutierrez, with My Plate?
No.
So I think this might be helpful. If you want to take a look here, we have on this handout, this is our My Plate recommendations. And it's looking at the diet that you ate yesterday. I do think we had a pretty good balance of different food groups. However, it can be helpful with managing our diabetes and preventing having those feelings of lightheadedness and not feeling too well by making sure that we are making our plate. So if we see right here, we're gonna have half of our plate that's gonna be vegetables or fruit, a quarter of our plate protein, and then a quarter of our plate grains. So for some of our meals, it seems like we might have had more of like half of our plate in the grains. So taking this and trying to have a little bit more of the balanced approach with moderation and using the My Plate approach can help with making our meals not have that effect, especially with the lightheadedness, because that's most likely a sign of having too much of the carbs or having a high blood sugar spike, which also our insulin dosage will help with as well. But if you'd like to take this handout here, that can be helpful for you as well. Because I can understand how it can be very difficult to implement some of these different lifestyle changes. Is there anything that comes up for you that feels especially challenging or difficult in this situation?
I guess just, making sure I'm using the right amount of insulin.
Yeah, that's a very good question. How confident are you feeling with your self-management of insulin dosage?
Not very.
Not very confident?
No.
Why is that?
Just still new at it.
Did you give yourself a dosage this morning?
Yes.
And how did you feel about doing that earlier today?
I think I did it right, but it would be nice to just maybe have another refresher on it and get some more practice doing it.
That's a very good point. I think that doing having some more education materials to reference with important facts and on how to administer insulin can be especially important. Do you feel like you have support at home in your home environment to monitor your blood glucose as well as make sure you're taking your insulin when you need to?
Sometimes, but like on the weekends, it's usually just me. So
And that's just because there's nobody else in the house. But are you working on the weekends?
no, I don't work, but everyone else works.
Do you find that it's harder on the weekends to be on top of your management?
Yeah, I think it helps when other people are around for support.
That makes sense. I think that's a big part of managing and taking control of our diabetes, as much as it can be very disheartening and challenging at times. It's something that you're not alone in at all. And so I'd like to encourage that on the weekends, since there's a little bit of a lack of support during that time, there's some weekend support groups for other individuals who also have the same diagnosis of diabetes as yourself. And they do different education workshops and supports with insulin administration and eating habits. Would you like for me to send you some information and maybe set up a referral for you to check out those services on the weekends?
Yes, I'd be interested in that.
That would be awesome, Mr. Gutierrez. I think that that would be something that would be helpful in your situation. Are there any other barriers that come up or obstacles you've noticed since your diagnosis?
No, not really.
Well, if anything does come up, absolutely feel free to keep me or your doctor, anybody in the treatment team informed. I think I'd like to just see if we could set some ending goals to work on in between now and our next visit. Is there anything that comes to mind to you that would be beneficial to work on?
Just my diet, probably.
Okay. So I think helping to form a really good goal is making it a SMART goal. So something that is going to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So how can we kind of develop a goal around your diet, taking into account some of the different things we talked about and making it a SMART goal? Is there maybe a certain time of the day that we could focus on? Maybe breakfast or lunch or dinner, that would be a good time to maybe hone in for our goal?
Yeah, I think probably dinner, and then after dinner, like desserts and stuff can be kind of an issue at times. So maybe just focusing on the later part of the day and having different options and using the My Plate.
Yeah, that's a great one. So making it more timely and specific, we'll have it be kind of later in the day, the evening, or our after dinner snack, and having the goal be to reduce having a lot of extra sweet consumptions. So maybe having a goal of pairing, if we do have a sweet, with a protein, and making sure that we are monitoring our blood glucose before and after that. But I think that would be a wonderful goal to set, and we can set a follow-up appointment to have another nutrition education session in 2 weeks from now. Does that sound like that would work for you?
2 weeks from now, I think so. I think that should be fine.
Let me look into the dates and see. How does October 9th look for you?
I think that works for me.
Do you prefer morning times, or is this time in the afternoon work good?
We can do it at the same time.
Okay, the same time. Sounds good, Mr. Gutierrez. Was there any other questions or anything you wanted to bring up before we end off our session?
No, thank you for all your help, though. I think it's really informative.
You're very welcome. It's absolutely my pleasure. And I will be sending you over the information for the weekend support